Four, three, two. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome back to VIOC Action. This is your boy, Mr. Ras Books, live in the building one time for the one time count, cool, count, quench. And we are back with another amazing show. And of course, today is a very special show, just like any other show. Oh my goodness. I always like to talk to this person, because this person on this show today have amazing news. She always give me all like she would give me the insights on things that like I don't really share with you guys on top of the air. But if you guys follow me on my Instagram, get to see a lot of the insight that she share with me. I share with you guys. It's all cool. And she even taught me about international travel. Can you believe that? Your boy Mr. Ras Books learn all his international travel from the Miss one and only Miss Laverne Jones. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great.
Hey, well, welcome back to the show. I think this is your third time on the show because I just like talking to you so much, man. And
That's how you get all the insight.
that's how it is. And the thing is, I look at you and known you as the Miss. Let's see. I'll tell you that the Miss Olympian, like you're the one with the most experience in anything dealing with Olympics, literally. From the ins to the outs to the lefts to the rights, you're the person to go to for the most Olympic experience. And that's what I like because you just got a whole different point of view on everything. Whatever the year is, whatever the situation is, whatever the season is. And that's why I like to talk to you.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you. Throughout my track career, you know me as a track queen
Mm-hmm. And
in in the sports. Yeah, just the experiences, been there so many times. So yeah.
so let me ask you, since you're known as the track queen, right? Not the trap queen, but the track queen, right? Um,
hmm
so like earning like even earning that title now and looking back through all of your experiences, um, do you even sit down some days and be like, man, I remember back then in Beijing, man, just a moment, and then you just sit down there and laugh where you was like, oh yeah, in London, A B C D, so what goes on in some days if you do sit back and just think about those moments?
Well, I reflect a lot, especially since I'm making my fifth Olympic debut. I always go back and remember the training when I got to the Olympics, how it was just nerve wracking, and as I did each one every 4 year cycle, it got easier, it got better. I got more confident in my sport because I was just growing in the sport. So it became easier. I sometimes reflect on the what shoulda, coulda, but I mean, every day is a learning experience. Every competition is different. So when I reflect back, I just say, well, I did this, I laugh about it, or I did that, which probably I shouldn't have. I should have been more focused. But that's part of being an athlete, a human, just an all around life. That's how life is.
No, and that's true, man. Because okay, so what you don't know that what I've been doing is so since the year started 2020, and this is the Olympic year. Every 4 year cycle,
Mm.
this is the Olympiad year. I try to get as many of our past Olympians on the show to tell us their experience, right? Because I thought it was like a moment to give them the platform. So as we approach 2020, Tokyo 2020, which is this
hmm
late this summer, that everybody get to like, oh, okay, I remember in listening to the show, such and such. Laverne said that, oh, that's the moment what she was having right there. I could see it right there. I could imagine it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the type of emotion, or at least the stories I want the people of Virgin Island people to kind of understand, because one of our things that most of us, they only know us through the newspaper, um,
Right.
and I guess the radio show. 'Cause we on a radio show right now, we check, but um, I wanted to go dig deep because a lot of them only hear about 3, 4 sentences on there. The interview. Oh, so how was your race? I'm like, man, I need to go deeper because people just don't understand. Like you said, like the leading up to it, like all that training that you had to do. Like you know how much cramps you had to get. You know what I mean? You know how much
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah.
horses and pull muscle and just like coach another one. Like, dude, I could barely lift my foot, and you want me to run around here another 400 or another 200? Like, really, coach?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, this is what I've been. Well, you know, in other events, because we just ain't talking about. Well, we are on this show just for track and field, but everybody else that kind of been on, they've been in some other event, other sports, and
Right.
it still come through the same way. I will come back to the core of man, just that hard work you had to put in, and then boom, the goal. Well, the goal as in making it to Olympics. So let's
Mhm.
start off with saying like on your first goal, well, your first Olympic year, which one that was? 04? Was that 04?
Go for it, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so going back to way '04, back a yard back then. So
Right.
almost what was that '04? So we talking almost 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Which what is the age limit now for some Olympics? I think it is 16, right? Well, like no, I guess it depends on the event
This,
because gymnastics
yeah,
they have some really
to
young
start
people, right?
16.
Okay, so pretty much your first Olympics, somebody could have just been born in '04, and then this year, I guarantee you, we're gonna have a 16-year-old this year, and they're gonna be like, "This is my first Olympics," and you're gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Child, I done went through 5 of these things already." Let me tell you. So your fifth, their sixth, their first. Let me hear
First.
about
Mhm.
your first Olympic, like your surreal moment in life.
Well, my first Olympics, I didn't know about Olympics. That's the thing. I didn't know what an Olympian, what Olympics was about. All
Mm-hmm.
I know was the sport track. All I know was running. I didn't know it was a specific, you know, sport. And this is in high school.
Right.
Now, as I grew and went into college, that's when I said, oh, this could pave my way, this paving my way for my paid education. Okay. So when I worked hard and when I found out I qualified for the Olympics, and I learned about Olympics, to be honest, through my husband, Steven,
Mm-hmm.
because he was on the Virgin Islands national team back in the 90s. So that's how I learned about Olympics. And then I got a more understanding about this Olympic journey. But in college, when I qualified a standard for the Olympics, I was like, oh, and you know the federation, the Olympic Committee,
Right, right.
they recognize us because they keep up with the athletes. And when I qualified and I got there, and it was in Greece, the origin of Olympics,
Right, right.
I said, "Oh wow, this wow, we're all the sports. You've seen all the famous athletes, which you know I'm not, you know, struck on big athletes because I didn't know about these big famous athletes and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
my first go around, it was just the crowd, you know, the crowd, how much the big stadium that holds, you know, over like 15,000 people. You see the camera flashing, and me, this little girl who still in college, running against these big, strong, professional girls who do this as a living. Yeah, I was nervous,
And
but you
and
know, I just said, you know what, this is like any other race in college,
but wait,
and you have to
and this was Oklahoma University, right?
correct
Okay.
University of Oklahoma. Yes.
All right. OU, got you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went, and you know, I just say, look at it as any other race, but prior to the Olympics, I already had a full collegiate season. So I'm not going in there fresh. I'm just going in there, you know, running on fumes, whatever talent I have, whatever is left. So that was my first Olympic experience. Just nervous going in there and just looking at it as any other of my collegiate races.
And so, and during that event, during the '04 Olympics in Athens, you did the one and two. I think you came you went to the second round in both the one and two, right?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So, being back in Athens, the origin of Olympics, what was the
Mhm.
opening ceremony like? Because one of the things I expressed in doing this segment, or at least this series of the Olympics, is everybody opening ceremony experience.
Mhm.
So back, I mean, this was the first time it came back there since forever. So
Mhm.
if you could remember, what was that feeling like when you actually got into when they was like East Las, well, they probably was like Virgin Island, and then, well, who was
Yeah.
holding the flag?
Right. Well, my experience with that was first before the opening ceremony, you get
The
the
tunnel.
Olympic Committee.
Mm-hmm.
They you get to choose a local garment, right? You wear your local garment, whether it be casual colors, but colors representing the Virgin Islands. And when I saw it, and I said, "Wow, this is beautiful." And just leading up to that moment is, oh my gosh, I'm here. You know, During the opening ceremonies leading up to it, of course, you have approximately 50 other countries before you, so it's a long wait. And as soon as you hit the stadium, it's like just everyone cheering. You're seeing all the different countries. It's like an enlightening moment.
Mm-hmm.
You see these bright lights, these colorful displays, the dancing, the entertainment, and I mean, it's a life capturing moment experiencing that. So that's how I felt with my first opening ceremonies.
And then you mentioned that since you're gonna treat it like a regular race, like any old college race, because that's the same way you graduate from university. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so when being there, you was like, oh, all right, well, this is just a regular race. I'm gonna go out there and then, bam, I gonna run. So when you got to the line though, when they got you the line, whatever lane you was in, like, was you kind of nervous to get on the line?
Oh yeah, I was nervous because I remember in my heat, I had one of the top American hurdlers. She's a hurdler, and she also was a 100 meter. She also ran the 100 meter, but her specialty was the hurdles. But she qualified in the 100 also, Gail Beavers, and I was next to her. And you have the Marianne Joneses. These are the top USA runners,
So
and
wait, so you
I'm
came
just
in during the time when all of them was out there, like, cause we talking like back then. So like
yes.
everybody, also Mary Jones was she was in 04.
No, she was probably late 30s.
Okay. So all right, so these was all right. So you in the races with the top in the world, literally, when you just
Yes.
a young girl from St. Croix out there. So like, yeah,
Hmm.
I from the west. Them I just here trying to run this thing here and see what's going on, and I ain't gonna let nobody run me up there, man. That's what you were like.
No,
Oh,
I was
oh,
saying, look at these big, strong women and my little puny self
Mm-hmm.
running next to these girls,
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said, these women, that's their life. They eat, train, track.
Yeah.
They're training for this moment. Me, I wasn't training for this moment. I just training to bring my team, my university team, points for my championship, for
Right.
my Big 12 conference. But this is their life. This is how, they see their family, they see themselves. This is their 9 to 5. So I'm on the line with these women, and I'm like, okay, I just have to do what I have to do. Just
Mm-hmm.
run your race. Just run your race.
Dang. I just I mean, well, I guess no, because at the time when you learn about the Olympics and the time when I
Mhm.
learned about the Olympics, like you said, like you really didn't know about it. So then it was like, oh, okay, so we talking about the world's best athletes here. There's another place, and
Mhm.
then me going in to like track and field on that on the professional side. I'm like, oh, okay, I already know what guy I do. You know what I mean? So it's a little different than somebody knowing what they have to do and knowing where they are
Exactly.
than not knowing. So I guess I well I
And
say
my
you
limitation, as I said, was just scoring points,
right.
getting, top five at my NCAA and my Big 12 championship, my collegiate races.
And I think you was
See?
also one of the first females at Oklahoma to compete in the
Yes.
Olympics. So
Yes, that's correct.
that's even within itself. You're like, oh, I graduate this year, but I still become one of the first females here. So you probably open up doors for OU to recruit athletes. But like, yeah, man, we produced this athlete over here. She from the Virgin
Yeah.
Islands, but she represent us in the Olympics and everything. And people was like, oh snap, like, oh, you got a track team? Okay, that I can see what's going on.
Right.
All right, I can see that. All right, so in Athens, cause we still in 004. In Athens, did you get any Greek salad?
What kind of question? Of
So
course.
the reason why I
The
asked because
Mediterranean, of course.
it's all
The
so
olive oil.
they
The olive
all
oil.
right, but the thing is, so people, a lot of people, I don't think they had a official Greek salad before, right? And the thing, because we, I went over there for the Olympic Academy back in 2016,
Mhm.
and where we were staying in Olympia. That's where we was at, literally in Olympia.
Mhm.
And I was like, wait a second, this Greek salad tastes way different than the original Greek salad that we've been having, on the western side. And when I mean this thing was fresh, I mean the lady was outside. She picked the lettuce, the the olive, the onion, and then
Mhm.
tomato, and I was like, oh, this is what it is, fresh, fresh, fresh. So that's why I asked. That was the biggest thing on that trip that we went over there was the Greek salad, and I really did enjoy it a lot. So yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And at the Olympics, you have people. You have um, other states of other other ethnic foods because
Mm-hmm.
they just don't cater to one food. Because some people they might be vegetarian, some people don't eat certain food because of allergies. So they have an array. But of course, when you in a particular country, you want to taste their local fresh food.
Definitely, I'm always
Yes,
with the
I got
local
to.
vibe. So when you finish '04 Olympics and so what did you do after Olympics? Did you come back home, or
Well,
what was life then?
you going back. I had to finish up school because
Okay.
I still my track season was over, but I had to return and finish
Mm-hmm.
up with my classes
Okay.
so I could, graduate.
All right. So you came back and everything was like, okay, back for Olympics now. Is I think this is what I want to do.
Yeah,
I.
yeah.
So was that then
And
you
I did
made?
so well. I did so well,
No, I know
in
you
my
did.
collegiate
Right.
that I had agents coming looking for me,
Mm-hmm.
calling my collegiate coach, and I spoke to one, and I liked him, and that's where I got my first shoe contract. So now it became my lifestyle, my bread and butter.
Oh, so it was literally like a dream come true. Well, a dream that you actually
It was an
never really had though,
opportunity. It was an
because
opportunity because I never dreamt of it.
right, right.
It was
So
never
it's
a dream, So I call it more of an opportunity.
all right. Well, I'm gonna tell you that's a dream come through because some people dream of becoming the Olympian and then having an agent and what I mean sponsor you
Yeah.
like dude, I didn't even know about Olympics. I came here. I did one. I came here. I did great in both events. Came to the second round and this like some people don't even get out the first round. And then he's like, oh yeah, I left there and then I got a shoe deal. And you was like, what? Like no man, that's like literally somebody dream today. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah,
But
that's somebody's dream, but at that moment,
mm-hmm.
to be frank, it wasn't, it wasn't my dream. But it became part of, it just became part of someone else. It was someone else's dream.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't my dream,
Right.
but that dream became my opportunity.
There it is then.
So
Well,
I took it.
I'm gonna give the opportunity for us to go on a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Miss Laverne Jones, BIOC in action. Hey, welcome back to VIOC in action. We're here kicking it with Miss Laverne Jones, Miss Queen of Olympics, Miss Queen of Olympics, right here, Miss Jones, Laverne Jones, live in the building, representing the Virgin Islands for our last 4 Olympics. And we have the pleasure here to talk to you about your experiences. Like we already said, this is Tokyo 2020. It's the lead up to it. I remember, I think we spoke like a year, maybe 8 months ago. And then we were like, yeah, man, Tokyo coming up and around the corner. Well, next year we got some preparation. Well, guess what? It's only a couple months from here now, right? And so it's like surreal. So do you feel like the butterflies in your stomach again, like what you used to feel? I mean, for the last 4 times you made it to Olympics, leading up to it, do you still feel those same butterflies? Or are you like, man, I got this under, I good?
No, I don't feel the same butterflies.
Okay.
I feel more, relaxed because this is not my first, this is not my second, this is not my third. I can just get fourth. This is my fifth.
I know, like you literally you got a 5 fingers, like, yeah, look at all the rings right there. Boom. Off, like, I don't even know nobody else who even got 5 Olympics approaches. Well, I have to research that to see who else now that you'll be in that bracket now with the ranking to see how many Olympics that they've been. So I think that's cool. I think that's a really good place to be in, but not as good as 2008 Olympics when it was in Beijing, China. And I know that was a great year because that was the first year that I actually came onto the national team. And I remember that year, oh my goodness, that was one of those years where I kind of was like you a little bit. I just didn't know I knew about the Olympics, but I didn't know like I could make it to Olympics or like how to make it to Olympics or anything like that. I just thought they were just like athletes that were just like all professional athletes. You have to be in that league and then you just go. I had no information about it. I just didn't even know how it worked. But I knew about the Olympics and I was like, okay, cool. Like that'd probably be cool to go to one day. And I remember we was at nationals in university and my coach was like, hey man, maybe you should hit up your federation, your national team, and see if you can make it. I was like, what are you talking about? And then that was the new world right there. That happened in May 2008. That's when I first started. So that was my May. But what about this had been in July. So July 08, going into Beijing, what was that like? Have you ever been to Beijing at the time? Well, China at the time?
I want to say yes because that's when I became a professional athlete.
Okay.
That's when I was a professional athlete. And I was doing my European circuit. At that time, it was the Golden League. And that's when I was, doing my European tour. I was traveling, competing. So I did get an opportunity to, I think, see Beijing because I've been there about, I would say 4 times.
Oh, okay.
But I've been to so many meets that I'm pretty sure leading up to that Beijing, I was there prior to that Olympic year.
And let me see. And in 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, let me see. I think you competed in the 100.
Yes, all my Olympics I doubled. I competed in both
you did the 1 and 2. You did the 1 and 2 and all of them.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well,
That's why I train for.
excuse.
That's why I train.
So, well, let me ask you this then. So, do you think that the one and two? Okay, if you just had to focus in on one event, um,
Hmm.
do you think that you could like? Do you think it will be a difference in the outcomes because you'll just be you don't have to exert so much energy or running 4 rounds rather than running, I guess, 3 rounds. You know, you got the round one,
Hmm.
the two and three. Um, so do you think it would be any difference there, or do you like to run many rounds because that's just always how it has been?
I like to run many rounds, just in case things happen, and if you don't make it in one event, you have the opportunity to try to fix it or do better in the next event.
Okay.
So that's why I like
Okay.
and we
So
train for both events.
so you doing the probability is okay. Well, if I ain't making it in one, I still got another chance. Okay, cool. So you
Yes.
make it. So you got 50
Mhm.
50. You like you making it this, you making it that, or you don't making it none, or you making it both. So, but now I'm
Yes.
saying now do you think that okay, say that it was just okay. Look, you had to pick one of the two. That was your main
Mhm.
thing, and you have to just put it all out there. So you're not even thinking like you're gonna mess up. You just thinking like,
Mhm.
no, I've been focusing on this thing the whole training for 4 years. This the one event. Let's just use the 200. You a 200
Right.
meter runner. That's all you've been doing. You ain't gotta worry about no 100 meter thing. You going out there, round one, semis, and then boom, there it is. How do you think that would be?
I mean, that would be fine. And the event that I will focus on is the two.
The two.
That's the event that I would focus on because
Mm-hmm.
it's shy short of a 400 meter, which I
Mm-hmm.
do run 400, and the 100 is quick,
Yeah,
but the
that'll be over.
200
The 100
there's
you
no
can't mess up
room
at
for error
all.
in 100.
Yeah. You don't have a second, half a second to mess up in the 100. At least in the two, you got the double of the grounds where you could still kind of come back from a little trip up.
Yeah.
But in the 100, once you blink your eye, you be like, what the heck? The race already done? What in the
Race done.
world?
But
You
I
know?
call it the long short race.
It's the long short race, correct? Because in
Yeah.
less than 24 seconds is all done. It's all done. Less than half a
Less
minute.
than 24 seconds. In the 200, yeah, less than 24 seconds. In the 100, world class, less
Yeah,
than
less than
11
12.
seconds.
Right. And that's no, but back then it been less than 12, and then boom, there it is. You know, but
Yeah.
and that's to put into perspective of people like just because people like, well, I could count like people. Well, I we've been around and talking about okay, well, let's see how long it takes you, not how fast, because you want to use the term how long it takes you to go from this point to that point, and then
Right.
they're like, okay, cool, but they don't realize like in 100, okay, like you said, in less than 12 seconds, and then we there. But they don't understand like you moving, you covering a whole 100 meters in less than 12 seconds. Some people probably only gain like maybe around that 80 meter mark around that time, you know. Me, okay, I'm gonna give him a little bit. 82 meters mark and be like, what? You know, you be like, oh yeah, like you don't be covering ground. We talking about world class, you know. Um, it was funny. So when I used to train, and you know how we all in the blocks, right? So everybody got a great block start, and people don't realize when you push out the blocks, like how
Mm-hmm.
fast and quick you move in like really less than a second, to cover 2 steps, 2 or 3 steps. So when I would show
Right.
people block starts, or you be like, okay, well, you want to race me? All right, cool, let's go. Like, Mark, get set, you go. I'm like, wait, I wasn't ready yet. And I be like, man, no, you don't want to race, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause
Right, right.
the type of skill that we using is like, look, those are really some quick steps and powerful steps that you covering a lot of ground in just 3 steps. You already over there by 15 meters, and they already on their first step.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's cool. All right,
Like
so
we need to start. We need to do foot races.
I know, right? Hey,
That I
so
come home and we do
so
foot races.
Coach Durant was on the show.
The young versus the old.
Look, Coach Durant was telling me how, when of course y'all ran around the same time, and he was like, yeah, when anytime he'll come back home, everybody will want to challenge him because like he was the guy at the time that was running the 100. He ran the 2 as well, but people want to race him because that's what he would do. So he'll be like, man, he'll just come out there. People be like, yeah, man, Durant, they want to race you right now. He'll be like, dude, ain't they warm up for nothing. But the thing is, like regular people, they don't have to warm up and stuff. Like they never get injured if they just never get injured.
And it's so loose.
Dude, they so loose. I don't understand what it is where when you're not an athlete, you might be athletic but not an athlete, and you don't have to warm up. And you be like, yo, like, what a second, how you just, So that he was sharing some stories with me where he'll go home and like everybody want to race him and everything. Of course, they always beat him, but he did say they did give him a good challenge, and he was surprised at that because like he was like, well, why y'all ain't running them? Because if they're keeping up with the Olympian, they should definitely with some training. Definitely should have been on the team too. And these are people his age or would have been a little bit younger than them at the time because everybody wanted to challenge him. So that was
But that's a stigma that we don't see it as something we could do. Throughout our teenage years, or we could see it as an opportunity for it to pay our way through college. Definitely. And have a lot of talented athletes out there, but when you're not educated about it, it just
I know
the talent just disappear.
It do. It really do. And I think with the show right here, it kind of helps the listeners kind of understand now, like how athletics, the younger guys and girls is coming up, how athletics, can take you to places that you never understand or you never even be able to see. But it do keeps you in line because anything with athletics, when you're younger, you got to keep your grades up because most of the time you'll be a student athlete anyway. You'll be a student athlete anyway, and that helps you to stay in school and time management and prioritize your life. So you're gonna want to continue to run or play ball or whatever the situation is. And the time that you can't do that, you be like, man, I need to get my grades together because you're gonna want to go. It kind of sucks if you didn't get to go to a meet and you be like, man, I didn't get to go because I falling back on I ain't had a 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that sucks. Like really a 2.0 students out there, all you gotta do is go to class. Really, you should have a 2.0 just by general knowledge. Going to university, if you don't have a 2.0, it's best because you're not going to class and you're just walking all day. You know what I'm saying? And that's a situation that comes. But you can't be going to class every day and not get a 2.0. You know what
exactly,
I mean?
Exactly.
So definitely out there, but being in athletics definitely teaches you some life lessons. And they actually teach you great social skills too, we lack social skills right now, which I guess we could lead into it, but we lack social skills right now because of social media. It's called social media, yes, but you don't really socialize verbally, and we just text. We text and use image, but no person to person contact, and you can't really do that because say your phone dead now. Right, your phone dead right now. Like, how would you be able to communicate with somebody? You really gotta talk to them. So in person, if you're around somebody, and it's like I've been around, they used to be normal people, but they so awkward now that they can't even hold a conversation because they just so been used to just writing just 3 words and then emojis and everything, and. I'm
exactly.
Like what? So unless we going into the world where we just not gonna be able to socialize verbally, we just gonna use everything with just text and emojis. Well then, shoots. That's a whole different type of a world that we enter in. But I don't think we're gonna be entering into that world anytime soon now. And I could see the lack of I guess you could say going from the different groups where. The groups them just like the younger kids them they can't articulate anything and they just it kind of sucks. So schoolers, y'all need to stay in school. Don't be a fool and learn to have a conversation. And communication, as they always say, will be the key. And
Exactly. And being on a sport, being on athletic team or
mhm,
any team, you need to learn to communicate because if you not even in track because they say track is an individual sport. Yes, it is. But any team sport or even with track, you have the relays. We have to know how to verbalize things. We have to learn if you feeling something hurt or something don't feel right, you have to know how to verbalize it, explain it into details.
mhm,
Because right now I'm coaching middle school. I'm using my expertise and sharing my talents, my experiences with coaching middle school track. And some of these athletes may be feeling some discomfort in
mhm,
their stomach and they don't know how to express it. They're saying they might have ate too much before they come to training. They're saying, my tummy hurt. Okay, what kind of hurt it is? Is it a cramp? Is it
mhm.
just you too full? Your food hasn't been digested yet? So all of that, if they hurt a muscle, is it just tight and sore, or did you pull it, or did you slightly strain it? All those things, as you were saying,
Nah, it's true,
put
and
into that communication.
they
All of
definitely
that.
do. Hmm. So let me ask you. In 2012, before 2012,
Mm-hmm.
our ladies national team, yes, um, we had an opportunity to run a 4x100 meter relay, which is great because never in a lifetime our ladies had an opportunity to run a relay. So when you guys
And this
did,
is in 2012.
this was back. This is the first time. Well, this is the first time that in your time and in my time that we ever seen a ladies team when we actually ran a relay once. I think it was once or twice, and this was in Bahamas at an invitational, and it was at not Nassau, but what's the other it will point full. What's the other? Freeport. Freeport. When Freeport had a meet
Mm-hmm.
there, we had a chance to run it, and it was with Miss Peters, Miss Kirby, and what's Sherma? Well, and Sherma. Sherma, I don't know your last name. I apologize. And you, you don't remember
Okay,
that
I don't
one?
remember that. That was
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
Yep. We ran it there. And well, it was just the first time we ran it. It was cool. And I was gonna just talk about the communication part because this was literally no practice. We just had four women happen to be at the meet, and it was like, shoot, let's run a relay. And not that the communication was off because it was off, but you guys are so excited because you guys are on a team. We actually ran a relay. We were like, oh my god, you ran a relay. I didn't know then that was the last
Mm-hmm.
time that it ever happened until then because we just never had full sprinters on the same team to be
Right.
able to do it. Which we are looking right now. Virgin Islands, listen up. Yes, young ladies out there that's interested in track and field, um, please let me know where you're at. I'll find you guys somewhere because we're looking for some sprinters so we can at least have a 4x1. We always get, I'm a 4x4. Any one of them. We want a relay team.
Anyone, you have a
Right.
4x1, a
Um,
4x2, 4x4.
anything, full anything. We run a DMR, something. You know what I mean? Oh man, that would be cool. So even leaving that relay, going to 2012, which was your fastest year, you had set the
Mm-hmm.
national record for the 100. I think at 11:07, but you had a win aided that same year,
1107,
11:07,
1107.
and you had a win aided time of 10:91 that year.
Yes.
Um, so how did that feel though going into Olympics running your fastest time? And by the way, guys, yes, I did say 10:91. So if you guys are running 11 right now, you guys need to come to practice. You understand? Okay. right. So how was the Olympics in 2012?
I call that my best Olympic experience ever. I worked hard, and the year prior to that, that's when I